Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through some of the problems on 8D. First one we're going to take a look at here is number 1. Find the value of x. So this is sine A over A equals sine B over B. We're just going to set ourselves up a ratio. And actually, just so you know, you can actually set this up as A over sine A equals B over sine B as well. And it works just the same because it's a ratio. So anyway, if we stick with what we have here, these two go together and these two go together. So we can do, say, sine 37 is to 23 as sine 48 is to x. Okay, and then we just cross multiply. Okay, so we would get, this is going to be 23 sine 48 with these two, and that's going to equal x times sine 37. Okay, so to figure that all out, 23 sine 48 gives us 17.1. And then really over here, the only thing we can figure out is sine of 37. And that is 0.602. And then times x, right? So divide both sides by 0.602. And that will tell us what our x has to be. So 17.1 divide by our answer, and we get about 28.4. And officially those should be squiggles, right? But anyway, that's fine. 28.4 centimeters. Okay? Okay. Let's move on to number 2. Consider the triangle. Find A here. So if they don't draw the triangle, I'm just going to draw a quick triangle and make sure we've got it. And I'm not going to be too concerned about how to scale everything is. So given that A is 63 degrees, B is 49 degrees, and side B is 18, find side A. Okay, so these two go together and these two go together. So we can do, say, sine 63 over A is going to equal sine 49 over 18. Cross multiply, and off we go. So we've got A sine 49 equals 18 sine 63, right? So let's see, 18 sine 63 gives us 16.04. That's a 0. And then sine of 49 gives us 0.755. 0.755a. So we're just going to divide both sides by 0.755. Right? And that'll tell us what A is. So we can do 16.04 divide by second answer gives us 21.25 is side A, and that's going to be, doesn't even give us any kind of unit, so just 21.25 is going to be just fine for 2A. Okay? Number 3, find all unknown sides and angles of this here. So we know a triangle always has to add up to 180. So let's do this. 58 and 48 gives us what, 106. So if we do 180 minus 106, we get that last angle has to be 74 degrees. So there's 1. So let's do this. Angle A, 74 degrees. So we also have to find side C and side A, right? So A is going to equal and C is going to equal. So let's say if we want to figure out A, we'd have to do these two. So we could do, say, sine 74 over A is going to equal. Now here's the important part. There's only one piece that we have the angle and the side across from it, so we have to make sure we use this. So sine 48 over 7, cross products, and then away we go. So A sine 48 is going to equal 7 sine 74. Okay, so, oops. So let's see, sine 48 is 0.743. 0.743a equals, and then we've got 7 sine 74, which is 6.73. Right? Divide both sides by 0.743. And we get a equals, so we already got 6.73 in there, so let's divide by 0.743114. I'm just going to put several decimals in there just so we get a little bit more accurate answer. So we get about A is about 9.05. And this is going to be actually centimeters. So 9.05 centimeters. Okay. And then now we can do the same thing for C. In fact, let's do that in a different color just so it's a little easier to figure out. So we still want to use these two, right? So like sine 48 over 7. And then we are trying to find C, so we'll do sine 58 over C. Cross multiply, and off we go. Sine 48C equals 7 sine 58. Okay, so we got sine of 48 gives us 0.743, which we already did that one before. C equals, that's probably, oh no, that's right, okay. And then 7 sine 58. 7 sine 58, that gives us 5.936. Divide both sides by 0.743. And we get that side C, already got the 5.936 in there. Divide by 0.743,144. Plenty of decimals, so 7.988. So we're going to call this 8.0. Well, let's see. If we were to go to 3 decimal places, that would be 7.99, wouldn't it? Sorry, 2 decimal places, just like we did the other one. 7.99. So C is 7.99 centimeters, and all of these are approximations. Right? Okay. All right, that's what we got for 3. Next one to take a look at here is number 4. Find X and Y in the given figure. So, we got to find both of those. Here's the key. We really actually need to figure out what this side right here is. And then once we have that, we can find these other two pretty quick. Okay, so let's see here. We have this angle. Let's see, we got this angle and that side, and we have this angle, and we can find that side, right? So we could do sine 30 over 22 should equal sine of 118 over z. Cross multiply, and away we go. So sine 30 times z equals 22 sine 118, right? So sine 30 is 0.5. That's kind of nice. 0.5, excuse me, 0.5z. And that's going to equal 22 sine 118. Oh, I missed a 2 in there. Second insert, and I can put another one in there. And then push enter. We get 19.4. Divide both sides by 0.5. And we get that z So take that divided by 0.5, which is basically just doubling it, right? 38.8. Okay, so this side right here is 38.8. Okay, so let's see. Now, since we have this side here, and we have this angle, so we've got those two. What we need is another angle in here. So here's our key right here. This is a 90-degree angle. We have these other two angles, so let's add those up. 30 plus 118 gives us 148. So this last little angle right here is going to be 180 minus 148, which is going to give us 32 degrees. So this right here is 32 degrees. We know this whole thing is 90, so 90 minus 32 is going to give us what? 58. So this right here is 58 degrees. Okay, so since we know that this is 58, that will help us figure out what y is. We'll want to know this angle here too, so we can figure out what x is. So let's do that. We got 95 and 58 is going to be 153. So we take 180 minus, that's an 80, minus 153. And that gives us 27. So this right here is 27 degrees. So now we have enough to actually find x and y, right? So we've got this across from that, and then we can do 27 and x. So let's do that. Let's do sine 38 point, sine of 95 equals 38 point, messing this all up. Sine of 95 over 38.8, that's what I'm trying to do, equals sine, say, 27 over x. Cross products, away we go. X times sine 95 is going to equal 38.8 sine 27. So now it's just calculator time. Sine of 95 gives us 0.996. And then we've got 38.8 sine of 27. And that's 17.6. Divide both sides by 0.996. And that will tell us what our x is supposed to be. Okay. So let's see. There's my calculator. Having a hard time there. So 17.6 we already have in there. Divide by 0.99619. Oops, I missed a 9 in there again. 99619. Right, there we go. 17.7 we'll call it. So that's 17.7 meters for x. And then for y, we've got 58 and y. And I would highly suggest using these two here first instead of these two, because we found both of those. So we use this to find that, so I would use this one again. So let's do sine 95 over 38.8 is going to equal sine 58 over y. Cross products. Sine 95 times y equals 38.8 sine 58, right? We already figured out sine of 95 is just 0.996 times y, and then let's see, 38.8 sine of 58 gives us 32.9. Divide both sides by 0.996. And that will tell us what y is. So take that divided by 0.996. I don't have the rest of the numbers, so we'll just go with that. About 33. About 33.0 meters for that one. Okay, moving on to the second part of this assignment here. We've got number 1, find the value of x. Okay, so this over this is going to equal this over this. So still want to set it up the same way. Sine 20 over 60 is going to equal sine x over 30. Cross products, right? So 60 sine x is going to equal 30 sine 20. So I'm just going to leave that over there, and let's calculate what 30 sine of 20 is. That gives us 10.26 equals 60 sine x. So we divide both sides by 60 to get rid of the 60, and we get sine x is going to equal 10.26 over 60. Right? So to figure out that angle, whenever you're looking for an angle, it's always second sine 10.26 divided by 60. And that gives us about 9.8. 9.8, and that's going to be degrees, isn't it? Yep. Okay. So that's that one. Let's take a look at number 2. Consider a triangle AB and all this other jibber jabber. Let's draw a triangle since they didn't give us one. A, B, C. It doesn't matter which one's where. It says little a is 8. Little b is 11. And ABC, so angle B is 45. Find angle A. So this is nice because they give us the angle and side across from it, and then we have the side across from the angle that we're looking for. So sine 45 over 11 equals sine theta over 8. Cross multiply, and off we go. 11 sine theta equals 8 sine 45. 8 sine 45 gives us 5.66, we'll call it. 11 sine theta, so we divide both sides by 11, and we get sine theta is going to equal 5.66 over 11. So let's do that. We're looking for an angle, so second sine of 5.6, we already have that, so let's do the second answer, divide by 11. And that should work for us, and we get 30.9. 30.9 degrees. All right, one last one to look at here. This is for the 6-point assignment, I believe. Number 4, in triangle ABC, angle B is 30, AC is this and that. So let's draw this thing. They don't give us a picture. Let's make a picture. A, B, C. So they say angle B is 30. Now it says A to C here, which is basically, this is little b, that's 9. And then A to B, which is little c, is 7. Find the measure of angle C. So that works out nice because look, we have those two and those two. So we can do sine 30 over 9 equals sine theta over 7. Cross multiply, that's a 9, not an A. 9 sine 30, sine theta equals 7 sine 30. All right. So 7 sine of 30 gives us 3.5. 9 sine theta. Divide both sides by 9. And sine theta is going to, it's going to equal 3.5 over 9. So looking for an angle. So second sine, 3.5 divided by 9. And we get 22.9. Okay, so that's this one here. Angle C is 22.9 degrees. Find angle A. Now here's the thing. We could go through and use our formulas here, but the nice part is we actually figured out that this angle right here is now, whoops, that eraser is pretty big. So this angle we now know is 22.9. So to figure out this one here, let's simply add 30 and 22.9 to get 52.9 degrees. And we know that all the angles of a triangle have to add up to 180, right? So 180 minus 52.9. 180 minus 52.9 gives us 127.1. Okay, so that's angle BAC. And then hence find the area of the triangle. So let's see, since we now know that this is 127.1, let's use all this info here to find the area of our triangle here. So we'll do that over here. Area is 1/2 of the two included sides, 7 times 9 times sine of 127.1. Right? So let's calculate that. 0.5 times 7 times 9 sine 127.1. And we get 25.1. And that is going to be centimeters squared on that one. Okay. Okay, that's all we have for the 8D assignment. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks.